Folks, do you remember this clip? The clip heard around the world. The clip that will be following Angel Reese for the rest of her career. As long as her games don't sell out, as long as her games don't attract a good number of celebrities, as long as her games don't have any type of viewership motion, for lack of better terms, as long as all those three facts remain the same, this clip is going to follow her for.
Have you ever noticed how the loudest voices are usually the first to crumble when asked for real facts? All it takes is one question. Can you prove it? And suddenly the confidence disappears. That exact moment just happened with the Chicago Sky. A reporter recently pressed Angel Reese on her bold claims from last season. And her response went viral, but not in the way she hoped. I'll break down that awkward exchange in a moment, but the real story is in the numbers. Is Angel actually the reason fans show up? Or has she just been riding the Caitlin Clark wave this entire time? What follows is a hilarious lesson in foot-in-mouth syndrome, and a reminder. Never talk big if you can't back it up. If you're Team Clark, drop baby goat in the comments. If you're Team Reese, let's see baby giraffe. Let's dive in.
It's so long since I've seen this clip, I forgot how arrogant Angel Reese sounded. I forgot how full of herself Angel Reese sounded. I forgot not only how nasty she sounded, the nasty facial expressions coinciding with her answer. You can see it clear as day. It's written on her face. She's disgusted that she's not getting the credit.
Remember when Angel Reese boldly said, "People watch women's basketball because of me?" Well, that statement aged like milk. This season, reality didn't just arrive. It kicked the door down. And suddenly, that confident declaration came crashing back on her in the most spectacular way. Looks like reality is coming wasn't a threat. It was a prophecy for Angel Reese herself.
Hey, young lady, nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA. Additionally for you, this is all about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of Caitlin.
At the height of her rivalry with Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese didn't just view herself as one of the top players on the court. She wanted to be seen as a ratings driver too. After LSU defeated Iowa a few years ago, she didn't step away from the spotlight. She walked right into it, embraced it, and openly suggested she was just as responsible for those record-breaking viewership numbers as Clark. The message she sent was loud and clear. Women's basketball wasn't thriving because of one star. It needed both of them equally.
Well, Angel Reese was asked about this exact statement, and she decided to...
Then came the Zoom moment. Her response. Just two painfully awkward words. Next question. The silence that followed felt heavier than any explanation she could have given. No clarification. No defense. No stats to back up her bold claims. Just a quick dodge that ended up revealing more than any answer ever would.
This year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you two. A year later, do you feel like you're...
Next question. Yeah, we'll move on. Thank you.
This moment wasn't just awkward, it was telling. When the reporter put her own bold words in front of her, Angel Reese had nothing concrete to lean on. And honestly, why would she? The actual numbers tell a much different story than the one she tried to sell last year. Last season, the Chicago Sky's average home attendance was far below the league's elite, and even with growth in 2025, the Sky are still drawing around 9,000 fans per home game. Solid but not league-leading. Wikipedia meanwhile, the Indiana Fever, buoyed by Caitlin Clark's arrival, averaged over 16,000 fans per home game in 2025, with multiple sellouts at Gainbridge Fieldhouse and record-setting crowds that dwarfed most of the league. Wikipedia.
Keep in mind, whoever asked this, and there's people clowning the person that asked this, it was her statement going during the basketball season from last year, and the person's asking for her current feelings on said statement, her own statement, She pulled the next question. She ducked that. She duck goose that right out of it.
Fast forward to this season, and let's talk about Reese's highly anticipated preseason homecoming at LSU's Pete Maravich Assembly Center, the place where she won a national title and built a huge part of her brand. You'd expect a huge turnout for that, right? Instead, only about 6,373 fans showed up in an arena that seats 13,215. Not even half full for the return of one of LSU's most famous alumna. Chicago Sun-Times plus one, that's not exactly a glowing billboard of star power. And it's hard to square with the idea that her presence alone is what drives massive crowds.
Talked about sold out arenas. What arenas are selling out that Caitlin Clark isn't playing in? I need to know. I need to know. But the Las Vegas Aces. No, the Las Vegas Aces sell out their season tickets. Tell me somebody who's selling out every damn place they go that's not named Caitlin Clark. Tell me somebody who's attracting celebrities, numerous celebrities everywhere they go, not named.
It gets even more revealing when you look at her other preseason games. In the May 6, 2025 preseason matchup at Wintrust Arena, long before the regular season hype, the Chicago Sky drew just 4,688 fans against the Minnesota Lynx, barely scratching the surface of the arena's capacity. Basketball. Realm. Think about that. Even her own WNBA home court couldn't fill 5,000 seats in a preseason tune-up. Then, when the Sky played the Lynx at Target Center in Minnesota on May 10th, attendance was 7,615. Respectable, but still very much in line with normal league figures rather than must-see star power. Basketball. Realm. And in regular season matchups later on, Sky Lynx games drew roughly 8,800 fans in Minnesota. Crowds that most fans were likely there to support the home team, not exclusively Reese. These aren't the numbers of someone single-handedly driving a basketball revolution. They're typical WNBA attendance figures. Solid, but not the blockbuster crowd some bold claims would suggest.
Last year, that's from a circus. That was a clown show statement to have made about watching for us and blah, blah, blah.
The pattern couldn't be clearer. Game after game, the attendance numbers paint a picture Angel Reese would probably rather ignore. And the LSU return wasn't the only moment people noticed. After that disappointing turnout, even Reese's own mother jumped online, seemingly trying to soften the blow with a bit of social media damage control.
Going to find out very quickly who amongst the Chicago Sky fans are really and truly basketball fans, or are they Angel Reese, the content creator fans? Because, and you got some of those folks obviously tuning in for basketball, but is it because of Angel Reese or for the best interest of the Chicago Sky team and you want to see them?
The defensive tone says it all. When you can't win with facts, you go after the people pointing them out. That viral next question moment wasn't just Angel Reese dodging an uncomfortable reporter. It was her sidestepping the truth about her real impact on attendance. She made a bold claim she can't back up, and now the receipts are coming due. The numbers don't need spin. They don't need explanations. They speak loudly on their own, and what they're saying doesn't add up. And believe me, these attendance figures are about to look even worse when we put them side by side with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Reese's attendance trail exposes a harsh reality she isn't ready to confront. Talking about being a draw and actually being one are two completely different things.
Reese's mom taking to X to tweet this after all of the hullabaloo about Caitlin Clark and the high ratings. She says, that certain fan base looking in the stands celebrating attendance, while others are looking up in the rafters celebrating championship banners. We ain't the same. Different year, same haters. Have a great day. Well, all right. It is a different year, and it is the same haters, but I think you're calling yourself out, Mama Reese.
The truth is becoming impossible to ignore. While Angel Reese dodges questions about her impact, Caitlin Clark is out there changing the sport in real time. Sold-out arenas, record-shattering jersey sales, unprecedented national TV coverage. The kind of influence you don't have to brag about because the world sees it for itself. And 2025 will make the gap undeniable. Clark and the Fever are dominating the national spotlight, while Reese is left trying to justify claims she still hasn't backed up. Some players talk about greatness. Caitlin Clark simply proves it.